Hello everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Supreme Ruler 2020 as Vietnam. Last stop was pretty much nothing, other than dealing with the still growing headaches of the economy, which I am now gonna have to rebalance everything a bit. Probably reduce taxes if I want to, but I'm not gonna do that yet. And likely buy another bond so we don't have to deal with a problem with the economy. So unfortunately, we still have a brand new debt, but the population is growing. GDP's gone down a little bit, but that's about it. Now, of course, there's one thing I had to do is that it has been a while since I've done any brand new Let's Plays, and Vietnam, I think I may have to end it eventually. Not this episode, probably the next episode. But to do that, I think I will go with one suggestion from one of my subscribers, which is to unite Southeast Asia under the flag of Vietnam. And I did respond rather accordingly. So we are going to probably deal with Cambodia first, but somewhere along the line I am going to have to break my alliance with Laos, probably Thailand, but I don't know about Bangladesh, to be honest, or any other nations that are nearby. The Pacific, on the other hand, or other parts of East Asia, well, Taiwan, Hong Kong, Japan, Eastern Siberia, and all that, I'm not gonna bother. Especially with the possibility of an amphibious assault, which is going to be near impossible. Look at this. You really expect me to try and land on Taiwan? Or even Japan, with both of them having rather large armies? And regardless of anything, the fact to remember, our tech level hasn't changed a bit. It may have slightly, I think, at one point, but it's slow. It's very slow, and we only have spent $3 million. That's it, whereas other nations are able to spend a lot more. So I don't know why that is the case for us, why Vietnam can't get its technology level up fast enough, other than trying to research, well, nuclear warheads. But that's just the way it is. Also, gotta deal with a lot more construction projects, particularly 50 additional farms, 67 timber mills, oil, biofuel none, gas fields none, one oil derrick. But I have no choice but to start building up a bit more oil fields, unfortunately, which is gonna cost a bit, but gotta stave off problems with fuel economy. Coal mines, only 10 are being built. Metal ore, no composite ore factories, and no new ones being built out, as we are kinda even on here. But just in case, probably in India, former India, I'll fill that out and fill this out as well. So that's it. Uranium mines, we have 20 being built, most of which are almost done from what I'm seeing, so I'm going to build a few more there, whereas the rest of these are just going to be ignored. Power, as always, in any LP I've done, is still going to be the biggest frustration. And the fact that the hydro dams take an excruciatingly long time to build up, let alone the cost to build. Annual maintenance is about $43 million, but still. Nuclear power, I'm not going to bother since our uranium production is so low. Consumer, we're doing well, but I gotta have seven more being built. Industrial 6, military goods none, but I might consider building a few more, with some exceptions. But first, I might as well start making some preparations just in case. So these units in India better get to Sagaing. A bit of a risk, especially with Pakistan on our border, but looking at this, they probably wouldn't. I'm thinking they probably wouldn't do much, even if they declared war. Because, after all, with the AI in this game, most of their main armies just sit around and do nothing. Only when their territory area is being threatened is when they would counterattack. But at any rate, we might as well just get prepared, particularly Cambodia at the moment. So, any units I have that are currently deployed need to get over here at Typhoon Ho Chi Minh. Get there, got spies everywhere. Nothing I do to provoke Cambodia to go to war, even though they do have a casus belli. And we have some small funds from Bhutan. Laos has war justification, Thailand as well. But they're still okay in the ratings on diplomatic and civilian. But, I don't know. Meanwhile, some Indonesian and Filipino ships are here. There's still a small Japanese force over here for some reason. Japan's only territorial expansion up here. And the rest of the army is just sitting around. Which for these, I am going to send them back all the way here to... hold on, I need to reconsider. Why not here, in Vinh? And looking at what they have, a couple of French AMX tanks, couple of infantry units, a couple of these units, A guns. So, I don't know. Laos and Cambodia will be interesting targets to take to unite all of Indochina. But then there's also Thailand with their rather large army. That would also be nice to conquer as well. But I don't know about that. Especially including Greater Malaysia. Bangladesh, I don't know, or anybody else on this part of Asia. I really don't know. And sadly, the economy is still not improving. I don't know. I'm still not sure why, despite all the amount of things I've been doing. But I might as well increase social spending a bit over. Taxes are going to be left alone at the moment. Yeah, I'll keep this at total of 30%. Total, at least. And I'm surprised that Hong Kong has not built any military land fabrications to build their own army. I mean, they currently have an aircraft carrier, but I don't see any other fabrications for their other branches of their military. But oh well. All of second thought, these units I was scrapping, so I'll leave them alone. All of you, or wait, should it be all of them? I don't know. Oh, but you lot, however, get scrapped. Wait, where is the nearest? Oh, Harbin. Okay. I really don't know whether or not if Eastern Siberia would break their talks, any alliance, and declare war. I mean, it looks like they could be a little easy to conquer, theoretically. But sometimes that theoretical thinking might turn out to be wrong. So, I got several South Korean units that are over here that need to get on the other side now, since you're under the Imperial Vietnamese Army now. Or however it's going to be called. I got a few ships, and there's a Vietnamese Hong Kong destroyer. I still don't understand why Vietnam has gained this territory from our war against South China. Never will. Probably never will understand that. Taxes are fine. Social spending is going to be annoying. I might as well take the risk of trying to reduce taxes a bit more and see what happens in it once March the 21st arrives. Or begins, I mean. Now, what about the building project here? Okay, looks like most of the roads here is finished, so we now have a firm connection from former China and to what was Myanmar. Wait. Malaysia, Thailand, yeah, what was Myanmar here? might as well just deal with it. In the meantime, this is gonna be annoying. On second thought, all of you just reserve here, because I don't want to deal with a possible war with Pakistan. Sri Lanka, I definitely would be nice to... It would be nice to conquer them. But looking at all their units, and even if I actually get troops landed, it will be a long, long war. Something I don't want. Or need at all, and... Okay. England's just firing missiles towards what seems to be a rather large Marcellian... Is that how you say it? Fleet here. Shooting down their missiles. Another military facility. Really don't care. England hasn't done anything at all. Scotland... Wait, who are they at war with? Moscow. Which, said nation, is still here and will never fall at all. Same could be said for Serbia's rather surprising among long and drawn out war that seems to show no end. Almost close to a decade since their war began. North America has seen not many wars, well, so-called wars, quote-unquote, between the states. Well, not much. California has recovered economically, I'm sure briefly. Mexico, however, nothing. Now I gotta check the economy. It looks like that might have bounced out a little bit, so we're just gonna wait a few more days at least. But still. Well, I got armies here just sitting around, but I'm not gonna bother. Mongolia is definitely a complete no for expansion. There's really no point trying to expand to Mongolia with mostly desert and probably having a few resources. Yeah. Scattered areas for farming. Only near rivers and lakes for water, timber, up to the north. No oil, well, except here that they have under their control. A couple of coal deposits, metal ore, whoa, a very big deposit, which this area was originally Inner Mongolia's territory, which sucks. Uranium, none, most of which are up here in central Siberia. Power and all that, not gonna bother. But now I gotta get another bond, annoyingly. And looks like that actually didn't, looks like changing the taxes didn't help. GDP is going up though. Whether that's a good or bad thing is something I'm still not sure about. Supreme Ruler 2020, but nothing I can do about that. Pyongyang's aircraft fabrication is finally repaired. I got a few Japanese engineers that are just sitting around. All these units, I definitely don't need you. Actually, I need to check through this. Not a little bit more easier. Who declared war? Come on, Georgia. Give up trying to declare war. I know you're a bit desperate with your economy as it is, but really? But really? Why would you declare war? That is anything but a waste of time trying to get there. Even through Allied territory, this is going to be a waste of time, so I'm not going to bother for war with Georgia whatsoever. And certainly not any European nations, or any nation for that matter, that declares war, even though they're all the way on the other side of the world, so forget it. In Africa, on the other hand, there's really nothing. Burkina Faso is still around. The South American war against Brazil has not changed whatsoever. It's pretty much stalled. Elsewhere in Central America is nothing. pretty much, it's just nothing going on anywhere else. Not even Iran making any improved advances into Kuwait or even Saudi Arabia, as they are allies with Iraq, I think. If I recall. Iran. Yep, they're allies. So that's annoying. Oh, come on. And please, Georgia, accept the damn peace ceasefire. Thank you. I am also not going to be paying you to pay off your own debts. Forget it. It's your problem. Fix it. Or not. I'm just gonna let them. I'm just gonna leave them alone. All of these units are just gonna stay here with Tibet in case they decide to break their alliance once my war against most of Southeast Asia, especially in the Indochina region, become a war zone once more. We're just doing what we can, economic-wise. Although it does seem like it seems to have balanced out a little bit, just a little bit. Trade, on the other hand, though, is, as always, a problem. No matter what. So, I gotta reduce electricity domestic sales at least. Petrol, reduce that a little bit. Timber, don't want it too high, just keep it like that. Keep it like that, and food, about that. And I'll just let the AI do whatever it wants, even though it might be rather stupid. As for most of the other territory, construction projects are still going on. These timber mills are not done yet. Where are those uranium mines? Ah. Okay, so they're done. This one is just recently being built, so that's gonna take a while. Where is that other... Oh. These mines, huh? And I sadly cannot build mines here because this small town has been built over, including this. Which I cannot demolish. Wait, can I? Wait, can I demolish it? No, cannot. I can't do it. I really can't. Well, I might as well send a spy. Just to see what's going on in Cambodia's capital, as well as a bit of espionage. Huh. Well, Thailand's still rather generous, so I'll accept that. I still got a large army here, which I'm not going to select because these garrisons need to go away. Also got these units that also need to go away. And the rest of those other garrison units are finally getting over to Harbin and getting disbanded in this case. I got a few patrol aircraft, I got several other units just sitting around. Taiwan's Northern Chinese Navy is doing nothing, not even using their carriers, for whatever reason at least. Japan's economy's recovered, GDP and population is growing a bit. Any news? Military alerts moved to DEFCON 2 from 3. Well, they kind of do have a casus belli against us, but a war against Japan. Ground forces, maybe we might slightly do okay-ish. Air power, on the other hand, seems like it could be a different story. So, whatever. Like I said, I'm not going to deal with Taiwan or even Japan or even the Philippines. I'd rather just deal with a land battle of conquest in this area, in Southeast Asia, if I can. Most nations, though, I might just ignore and leave them alone. But the rest, tempting. Also, I may need to actually recheck Hainan and see what other resources they might have. Food, no surprise, although I only see only a few farms. A couple of farms, actually, so forget that. Water, not much. Timber, scattered. Petrol, all filled out. Coal, none. No, oh. Couple uranium. Not uranium, metal ore. No uranium, and that's it. So, I guess I'll just start mining metal ore. Just one for now. The rest of these are moving out. And I still got other units still moving out anyway. To get ready for a war against Laos and maybe even Cambodia. Speaking of which, I am going to have to do a bit of sabotage to try to provoke them to declare war. Which means I gotta send them here. But which one? Yeah, there's really not much experience other than this one, so send you to sabotage next to the capital. And hopefully provoke them, but I don't know. Laos, I don't know. I guess I could do the same thing, maybe. So, spy, espionage, and sabotage. I really don't need to put recon, but just in case. And now Thailand. This is gonna be a bit tricky. Alright, once again recon, espionage, and also sabotage. Okay, so I got a few other spies left. But what to do with them? Bangladesh, I guess. So recon, espionage, and finally, sabotage. The rest of the nations I'm not gonna bother. I'm not gonna bother with the other nations. Don't know about Greater Malaysia, with their rather massive army of mostly the STK-90 tanks. Amphibious tanks? Yeah, amphibious tanks. So that's out of the question, and the economy is not improved, and I got no choice but to increase the damn taxes once again. I want that at 35%, thank you. Social spending, reduce it a little bit. Although our inflation rate is a bit too high, I will admit. But still. Successful. And successful in Thailand as well. Cambodia. So we sabotage both of their facilities. But that pretty much will not change anything for their possibility of going to war. Not even Thailand whatsoever. Laos seems like it's gonna take a while. So I'm gonna ignore that. But anyway. Let's just check some of the scores. Total score, New Zealand is at the top. Diplomatic, Mongolia. Okay. Economic, the UN Protectorate, second only to Hong Kong. Technology, Argentina. Okay. Approval, Guatemala, and militarily we are at the top. To be expected. I don't see the point of these. The latest poll results, poll rankings, supporting votes, and political leading, and even government type. Really don't see the point of that. Page 3 is really the same thing. Territorial area, Central Siberia is the largest, second only to Australia and us currently. Relations, I'm not going to bother with that. UN membership, the only ones that are not are Moscow, Brazil, Arkansas, and Louisiana. And that's it. Even though the United Nations subsidy rate is a bit almost non-existent, whereas we are only third in the lowest. Technology level, Texas and Japan. DEFCON, I'm not gonna bother with that. Kills, we are at the top. Losses, we are at the That's just great, isn't it? I am just gonna keep getting random war declarations by either Georgia, Azerbaijan, maybe Armenia, and maybe some other nation that's too far away. A waste of time, is all I can say. Anyway, losses, casualties, a lot. Land lost, total staff, and production. Sheesh. Treasury, we're at the top, strangely, second only to Indonesia. Debt, Japan's still at the top, West Germany, California are also at the second and third highest, well, Western Siberia being the fourth. GDP, Northwest Territory. Population, we have the largest. But still, I was kind of still expecting maybe Cambodia to declare war, since they are the only nation we are not allied with in Asia. But, well, East Asia. But not Azerbaijan, not Georgia, and certainly not anybody else that's too far away. And Georgia still has not recovered their economy, even though the people are actually happy for some reason. Probably due to a lower tax rate, I guess. I don't know. Armenia has no debt. Their treasury's okay. GDP's okay. Population's growing. And so on and so forth. Armenia, low economy, GDP dropping, population growing, approval rating, a bit different story. Actually, shouldn't certain nations be... Okay, thank you for notifying about the next aircraft fabrication, but shouldn't... Oh. 84 days of elections in Algeria. Still news of war in Brazil. Nothing else going on. Hey. In financial news, Connecticut has today missed a loan payment to UN Protectorate. Right. Missing payments for the UN Protectorate by who again? Connecticut. Connecticut, huh? Zoom in a little bit and find. No wonder. Minus $888 million. Right. But wait, who has the... okay, Western Siberia and... Okay, that changed. But let's see who else. Scotland, Louisiana, Georgia, Washington, Hawaii, Maryland, Virginia, Switzerland. Okay, Madrid, Alaska, blah 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 blah. And the lowest is currently California, with the Yukon Territory that might see a depression if things don't go well when the next month begins. So I guess we could just wait and see if they can recover. And... Huh. Well, what do you know? They're kind of tied a little bit. Well, except for California being in that negative. On second thought, maybe not. Well, that was a bit unusual change. That was a bit unusual. Nothing to do about that. And the smallest populations are a couple of nations. The somewhat closest to only 1 million people is Kosovo, whereas the rest are still partially small. Domestic approval on negative. Whatever. Mississippi is at war with New Brunswick. I don't know why they have this island. They're at war. Also at war with Mexico, British Columbia, Nova Scotia, Ontario, and Saskatchewan. I don't see the point of that. Kansas, Idaho, whatever. There's really no point of trying to make alliances with anybody by this point. It's really no point, but anyway, almost out of time, but let's see. One last check of a few things in the economy. It's stabilized a little bit. Taxes are as they are, and once again, it's the start of a new day, April 2nd, right after April Fools, and 2 net land fabrications. But I hope you enjoyed this, and I might do a bit of a time skip, so it will not be April 2nd again, as I might decide to break alliances with Laos, Thailand, and maybe Bangladesh. I don't know, but I could just try to unite this area only and see who else would just declare war. I don't know. Well, I hope you enjoyed this, and see you again in the next episode, Time Skip.